The vote is closed. And that is adopted by a large majority. Thank you very much, Mrs. Comey. The next item is the vote on the report by Mrs. Okuni on the electronic identification of bovine animals. I think it means cows. 31 amendments by the Environment Committee. I am putting them to the vote together. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? They are adopted. Amendment 22. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. Amendment 43. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? We'll check that. Checking 43. The check is open. Check is closed. That is the majority of 3 in favour.
So we move on to
So we move on to Amendment 50. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Rejected. Amendment 16. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. Amendment 42. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. 39. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Rejected. 51. Those in favour? If you want to check 39, check is open on 39. Check is closed. 100, yes, widely rejected. 51. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? We'll check it. It's not very clear. 51. Check is open. Check is closed. Adopted by a large majority. Now I put Amendment 46 to the vote. By roll call, the vote is open. The vote is closed. That is adopted by a narrow margin. 38.
No,
Sorry.
44.
Now I put Amendment 44 to the vote. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Rejected. 12 by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. And that is also adopted by a narrow margin. Amendment 41. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Rejected. 47. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. Amendment 5 by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. Adopted. 48. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Rejected. 7. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. 49. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Rejected. 8. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. 14. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. 45. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put the Commission proposal to the vote as amended. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. We can check that. So we're checking the Commission proposal as amended. Check is open. Check is closed. And that is adopted. And I put... I'm sorry?
The rapporteur may want to take the floor.
Oh, the rapporteur would like the floor. Mrs. Okuni, you have the floor.
Monsieur le Président,
Thank you, President, and thank you. Can I ask that you do not put to the vote the final proposal because there are negotiations and we'll be well able to come back to this in the fullness of time. Thank you very much.
Okay, well I think we'll just take a vote on that. Those in favour of referral back to the committee? Postponement, I'm sorry. Against? Abstentions? That is adopted.
So we move to
We can check it if you like. Those in favour of postponement, vote yes. The check is open. Check is closed. That is a vote for postponement. Thank you very much, Ms. Okuni. The next item is the vote on the report by Mrs. McAvan on pharmacovigilance. And I put block number 1 to the vote. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted.
next page.
I now put the Commission proposal to the vote as amended. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. And I now put the draft legislative resolution to the vote by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. That is adopted by a huge majority. Congratulations, Mrs. McAvan. We come now to the next report on pharmacovigilance by Mrs. McAvan. I put block number 1 to the vote. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. And I put the Commission proposal to the vote as amended. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Adopted. And now the draft legislative proposal by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. That is adopted. Again, our congratulations to Mrs. McAvan. The next item is the vote on the report by Mrs. Hassey on the sulphur content of marine fuels. I put block 1 to the vote. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put the Commission proposal to the vote as amended. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put the draft legislative resolution to the vote by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. That too is adopted. Congratulations, Mrs. Hassey. Next item is the vote on the report by Mr. Dorfman on the single payment scheme and support to vine growers. I put block 1 to the vote. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put the Commission proposal to the vote as amended. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put the draft legislative resolution to the vote by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. That too is adopted. Congratulations, Mr. Dorfman. The next item is the vote on the report by Mr. Belan on administrative cooperation through the Internal Market Information System. I put block 1 to the vote. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put the Commission proposal to the vote as amended. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put the draft legislative resolution to the vote by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. That is adopted. Congratulations, Mr. Belan. Now, the report by Mrs. Gál-Pelcz on a common system of taxation applicable to interest and royalty payments. I put 13 amendments by the Economic Affairs Committee to the vote. Those in favour? Those against? Abstentions? Adopted. I now put to the vote by split vote paragraph 2 in 2 parts. The first part, those in favour. Those against? Abstentions? Let's check that. The check is open on part 1 of paragraph 2. Check is closed. As adopted. Part 2 is by roll call. The vote is open. The vote is closed. That is rejected. Amendment 9, those in favour. Against. Abstentions? Rejected. 10, those in favour. Against. Abstentions? That's a bit closer. We're going to check 10. The check is open. The check is closed. That was adopted. Amendment 11, those in favour. Against. Abstentions? I think there's the same majority, so rejected. I'm going to check that then. Amendment 11, we're checking Amendment 11.